Hey guys, welcome back. Today, let's draw a caricature. I will be using my ohuhu alcoholic markers, 120 in black, to do the outline of the caricature. I felt like just doing something a little different, going back to a traditional kind of drawing video. And so recently I've just been watching people draw caricatures, and I'll place the image that I'm going to be drawing up in the corner. So I was just like, why not? So as you can see, I am a little nervous, hence the hands, but I'm going to try my best. And so let's start with the line work. So I'm starting off with the nose because I felt like that was maybe the easiest thing to start with. It's in the center of the face, and just sort of in the middle of everything, so I can try to frame the rest of the features around it. In my head, I was already thinking that I wanted to exaggerate the features because in caricature drawings, it's a lot of mixing between over-exaggerated features and under-exaggerated features depending on what you sort of want it to look like. And so I really wanted to over-exaggerate. I've done some caricature, styled drawings in the past, but it's been a while. So I am really, really rusty, and thought this would be good practice to sort of dive back into it. It really is a skill to just draw in a short span of time, especially accurately, but also in an exaggerated way. To be honest, when I started doing the eyes, you can tell in the photo he has a sort of droopy, sleepy kind of look to his eyes. I low-key don't like how the eyes turned out. I think I did a bit too much with the ends. It doesn't really give sleepy, it just gives maybe like adding some age to him. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the eyes. I feel like I could have done better, but in caricature drawing, sometimes if you're, you know, in work, on the clock, and you're just drawing with marker, there's little room for many mistakes. You sort of just gotta go with the flow. So that's what I'm doing. I also don't really like how I did the eyebrows. I got the general shape, but as far as like placement or relation to the eyes and stuff, I feel like it could have been a little bit like shorter or centered in a way. I don't know. Throughout this process, I definitely realized that maybe I should just start with a sketch, because watching other videos of caricature artists drawing caricatures, sometimes they do start with sketches, pencil sketches, and that's completely fine. But I just wanted to be like one of those on-site ones that just immediately draws with the marker. But clearly I do not have that kind of skill yet, but this is what it looks like so far. And I'm just glad to take you guys on this journey because clearly this is one of my first, caricature drawings in a long time. And you can see, the work that needs to be done as well as what I've sort of been able to do with, the features so far. For the lips, I sort of wanted to make them a bit exaggerated, very plump as they are in the picture. So I didn't really have much, complaints or criticism too much about the lips. The lips are lips. I do think, however, for the cheekbones, he does have very, very, very strong defined cheekbones. That is a fact. And I definitely showed that in my drawing. I really tried to make the cheekbones a visible feature and very exaggerated because overall I did want a really exaggerated caricature portrait. So I feel like the cheekbones were nice. It sort of gave that, personality, that sort of character of him back, as well as the jawline, because he does have a very like squared jawline. So I wanted to um, enunciate that as well. But again, I feel like when we get to the head and the hair, maybe I could have like exaggerated that part to not create too much of like, oh, where do I look at? Because overall, I found out that it's nice to have a good balance. And if everything is over exaggerated, it sort of looks a bit like messy or like, yeah, that's what I think. It sort of looks a bit like, what's going on here? And it starts looking a little less like that person because it's like, okay, who is this? But this is trial and error, everyone. This is trial and error. So this is just making me realize what I probably want to do differently and what I want to keep the same in the future. As I'm working on his clothing, you can't even see what I'm doing, so sorry about that, but I will show you right now. It's pretty simple. I didn't really try too much on the clothing. The clothing's clothing. I wanted to mainly focus on his, profile and things like that. Like I said, getting to the head part, I actually wished I could have made it like smaller and sort of make his chin the vital feature of this portrait, since that's what stood out mainly to me, his chin and jawline. But instead I made it quite big, like very big, so that also captured a lot of the attention of the drawing in his head. But I'm curious to see what you guys think, if you guys liked, the sort of proportions I did for either his hair, his head, or do you also agree with me and think that the head should have been smaller and a little less out there, and the chin should have been the main feature? Or do you see another feature that's really prominent on him? So just let me know. I'd love to see what you guys think. But we're pretty much done with the line drawing right now. And so, yeah, this is what it came out looking like. It's not bad, but I already told y'all what I thought basically about it. So just let me know what your thoughts are and if you guys ever drew caricatures before. So now I will be using Crayola crayons to color. It's only a pack of 24, so let's see what kind of colors we're able to utilize. I didn't really have pastels or like the products and stuff that caricatures use, so I sort of worked with what I got, which leads me to say that the skin color is not a perfect match, and I felt like maybe if I had some cooler colors to really match his tones, it would have maybe looked like him more, but maybe I'm just blaming the colors a bit too much and it's just my line work, who knows. But I really do wish I had a bit of a darker, cooler brown color. But yeah, this is just me coloring in his skin color. I do use purple later on to try to mimic that cooler kind of brown, but it works only to an extent. I'm honestly thinking Maybe if I do try more caricature videos in the future, is it best to stick with just non-celebrity figures to make it a bit more difficult to, or make it more of a challenge for me to really try to emulate that person's look and vibe? Or should I test and do some videos with like famous celebrities that are possibly known for certain features to make it a little bit easier on myself to try to make it more similar to that person? Because this is a good caricature, like a pretty good caricature, just as in a general sense, but in terms of like matching or getting that kind of personality vibe, it's definitely not there, like you wouldn't be able to tell this is him. So that was really just my main issue, just determining like how this drawing sat in terms of just the style of caricature drawings. It's pretty good. There's still things I can work on, different techniques I could do better, proportions I can get a little bit better, but as far as matching the person's look to an extent, because obviously it's not a portrait, but it still is supposed to showcase that person's features in a way that you could still tell it's them. I would say I failed at this one. However, I still do like the overall drawing in itself and the sort of style that caricature drawings have. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm taking you guys through my journey, so I love showing you guys the successes and sometimes the failures. So I don't think this was as much as a failure, because I still, tested caricature drawings and all that, and I'm still happy I was able to do this and sort of train my muscles to, create a drawing like this. But as far as resemblance, I could do a lot better. But we are getting towards the end of the drawing. This is pretty much the finished look. So again, let me know what you guys think. Do you want more non-celebrity figures in the future if I were to attempt more caricature drawings? Or do you want celebrity figures? If so, which ones? I'm sure there are some that you guys are thinking of that have, unique features and that a lot of caricature artists have already done. But again, just let me know what you guys think. I did a little background because sometimes, caricature artists have that like nice little cartoony block background, graffiti type of background, either whatever type of background. So just did that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for seeing my journey of caricature drawing. I hope you guys learned something and take something away from this video. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.